I have stayed in a number of Fairfield hotels all across the United States, and this is going to be your most typical experience that you will have if you ever decide to rent a Fairfield hotel. I'm here to help you understand one or two things. Number one, is it worth your time, and is it worth your money? And also, what can you expect from this class of hotels? This is my typical experience of what the main lobby of a Fairfield hotel looks like. It's small but efficient. It gets to the point. And also the desk, also very small, but it doesn't need a large space for a hotel. They want to make more space for rooms and not necessarily common areas. This is a typical seating lounge area. It's very small but modern. It gets to the point. It doesn't really have a lot of extravagance to the hotel. Also, one of the themes you'll find in this brand of hotel is a lot of connected spaces. In other words, once you move from one area, you transition immediately into another. So there's not a lot of wasted space within this entire hotel chain. Most of my stay in Fairfield Hotel have been while I was on business. That's because it tries to cater for business travelers. It also offers some things for free all the time: breakfast, Wi-Fi, and a workspace. The vast, overwhelming majority of this hotel, Fairfield Inn, is located within the United States. It has about maybe 1,200 locations, and 1,000 of it is in North America, most of that right within the United States. As you can see, we're looking at the breakfast area, which is offered for free. But if I had to describe my overall impression of Fairfield, I would say it's pretty much straightforward, stress-free, pretty much simple in and out. One of the features I do find pretty typical in this class of hotel is that they blend the lounge and dining experience. This is an area that you can come, relax, open up your laptop and get some work done. It's also an area for you to eat and enjoy the company of others. In just a moment, we're going to take a full tour of a typical room. But before that, I just want to point out that some of these hotels do have laundry areas, which is a nice feature to have in case something goes wrong with an apparel. For $2.25, it's not going to cost too much to get something cleaned and washed. And if you want to buy detergent, you can do so at the front desk. On the hallways leading to the bedrooms, you're going to typically find a vending machine or a ice machine. Also, pretty much on the main floor, the entry level is a small fitness center. It usually has one or two cardio equipment as well as some free weights. And usually they're pretty clean because people don't use them that often. Usually they're business people who are traveling and just don't have the time. But it is usually well-appointed gyms that are fairly clean. And what I see in a lot of hotels are the water filling stations, which I think is a good touch. We're about halfway into the video, and if you've liked what you've seen so far, then you're probably going to like the stuff on my channel. I'm not asking you to subscribe, but if you could just like the content, if it's been helpful so far, that will be greatly appreciated. If I had to guess, I would say I've stayed in maybe a dozen of these Fairfield hotel rooms, and this is pretty much my typical experience in staying in one of these rooms. They're usually small. They get the job done. You're there to have a shower and a place to relax, and they don't give you much more, but what they do give you is usually what we see here. It's pretty clean. Usually there's been some type of renovation done to the hotel, so you're experiencing usually new types of fixtures, so you're not going to get that old grungy hotel feel. As you can see, it's pretty sleek, pretty modern, very nice. I like the fact that they have the soap, shampoo, and conditioner dispensers right there on the wall. As it relates to color and decor, each hotel is going to be different. It gives its own unique stamp and style. However, it's pretty much going to be the same when it comes to a type of a modern feel. Something else I like about the bathroom area is that you have a separate sink area usually, so that gives you a chance to clean up. Especially if you have two people here, one person can use the sink station while another person's in the bathroom. We have just now entered the heart of the hotel room, which is the sleeping area. I'm going to span the camera around to give you a 360 degrees understanding of exactly what you can expect in a typical room by Fairfield Inn. So over the course of time, I have been in dozens, I would even say hundreds of hotel rooms. And one of the most accurate judges as to whether or not a hotel is modern versus old is the availability of USB ports. And this hotel doesn't have a whole lot, surprisingly so. It only has maybe 2 or 3. However, all the other touches on the hotel are pretty modern when it comes to what you would expect in a traditional hotel. It doesn't have a lot of drawer space. That's because it uses it kind of condenses space, in my opinion. So you have a lot of service space, but not a lot of necessary drawer space. And I think that's a modern trend right now that's in hotels where they're getting away from drawers. When it comes to things like a pool, usually you're not going to find that in a Fairfield hotel. The staff there, not necessarily going to be too knowledgeable about what's happening on the outside of the hotel. They're pretty much moving through. That's one of the downsides of, in my opinion, a Fairfield hotel. When it comes to the breakfast is okay. It's nothing to write home about, but it does get the job done, in my opinion. But this is what the breakfast area looks like in the morning. Overall, they usually are price conscious. On busy seasons, they have a price surge where they will raise their prices. But for the most part, you do get a fair amount for what you pay. You get at least what you pay. It is definitely not a bottom feeder hotel, but also you're not staying at the Ritz. I feel when it comes to service delivery, I get exactly what I pay for when I stay at this hotel. And I pretty much understand what I'm going to get. And it's pretty consistent all the way across the board.